Hi, hello my dear students. Welcome to my video lecture class. Right, up to now I discussed a few lectures on this topic vectors. So I completed this whole lectures on this topic, that means basic theory on this topics vectors. Next, I'm going to discuss today a new topic, very most important topic. So today I'm going to discuss that is motion in a plane. Motion in a plane. Motion in a plane. This motion in a plane is also called as motion in two dimension. Motion in two dimension. So there is motion in two dimension. What is meant by motion in two dimension? If any body is projected with certain angle, it made certain angle with the ground. It moves two directions, x-axis and y-axis, y-axis and z-axis, z-axis and x-axis. That motion is said to be motion in two dimension or motion in a plane. For example, aeroplane is moving. Suddenly one bomb is falling from that aeroplane. One bomb is falling from that aeroplane. Then if a person stands on the earth, he is considered as an observer. Then according to that person, the bomb is look like a parabolic path. Bomb is look like a parabolic path. Here this motion is called motion in a plane. Motion in a plane. For example, landing of a rocket or landing of a helicopter. Observe carefully. This is helicopter now. Landing of helicopter is also, it made certain angle. So that is also one of the example for motion in a plane. Otherwise, if you project a pebble or a stone with certain angle, that is also one of the example for motion in a plane. So the most important, the definition is whenever a body projected upwards, it made an angle theta other than 90 degrees or 180 degrees, then that motion is said to be said to be motion in a plane or motion in 2D. Motion in 2D. So here theta is angle between velocity v bar and acceleration a bar. Here this theta is not equal to 90 degrees, theta is not equal to 180 degrees. If theta is equal to 90 degrees, then that motion is said to be circular motion. If theta is equal to 180 degrees, then that motion is said to be linear motion. Here theta is other than 90 degrees, theta is other than 180 degrees. That's why this motion is called motion in two dimension or motion in a plane. So now here in this case, this motion is also called as oblique projection. This motion is also called as projectile motion. Best example is there is a very important example. The best example is If, example, if an aeroplane moving horizontally, aeroplane is moving horizontally. If an aeroplane moving horizontally, then suddenly one bomb is drops from balloon, drops suddenly one bomb is thrown downwards by a person inside aeroplane. Here, first point. According to observer on earth point of view, motion of bomb is projectile motion, and path is parabolic path. Have you understood, ma'am? If aeroplane is moving like this, suddenly one bomb is fell down to a person inside the aeroplane. He throws a bomb downwards. If one person is another person is stands on the earth, he observes that bomb. According to person stands on the earth point of view, the path of bomb is parabolic path, and this motion is called projectile motion. Next, according to person inside aeroplane, the path of bomb is straight line path, and motion is said to be motion in one dimension. Motion in one dimension, and motion is straight line. So this is one of the best example. So next we will discuss how many types this motion in a plane will be classified. After completion of this classification of these types, we will discuss each and every classification. So first of all, how many types this projectile motion classified? There are two types of projectile motion. There are two types of projectile motion. There are two types of projectile motion. One is oblique projection. Another one is horizontal projection. So there are two types of projectile motions. One is oblique projection. Another one is horizontal projection. What is meant by oblique projection? If any body is thrown upwards, it made an angle with the ground. If any body thrown upwards thrown upwards, it made an angle. It made an angle with the ground. With the ground is called oblique projection. If any body, here is the body, I missed this one. If any body thrown upwards, it made an angle with the ground. It made certain angle with the ground. That is called oblique projection. If any body thrown from certain height, then that projection is called certain height with some angle. If any body thrown from certain height, thrown upwards, thrown downwards, we consider thrown downwards. If any body thrown downwards from certain height with some angle is called horizontal projection. Best example is javelin throw, we consider. So when we consider javelin throw, so if you throwing that bow or it may be arrow, that will move like this. For example, oblique projection diagram. This is a diagram. So if you throw a javelin throw like this, it made some angle with the ground. This is a figure for oblique projection. Best example is javelin throw. An arrow or a bow will be moves like this. It will move. Or a pebble. I thrown a pebble with certain angle. So for example, like this I thrown a pebble. So that means it made some angle. So that is called oblique projection. It made certain angle with the ground. Theta is an angle made with the ground. Next, horizontal projection diagram. So this is horizontal projection. For example, let us consider a tower of height h. This is the ground. It thrown a particle with some velocity u like this. So this is a tower. If any body is projected upwards or downwards with some angle from certain height. So for example, if a person stands on tower, if a person stands on building, he throws a particle downwards. With some angle. That is called horizontal projection. This is horizontal projection. From certain height we thrown a particle, it made some angle is called horizontal projection. From the ground we project a particle, it made some angle with the ground is called oblique projection. So these are the two types, the major important types in case of motion in 2 dimension or projectile motion. So these two will discuss detailed in further lectures. So I hope you understood this lecture. If you had any doubt, please mention in comment box. I'll explain